Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Kinston where a father has admitted to killing his baby son nearly 4 years ago. Ricardo Battle pled guilty to second-degree murder and possession of a firearm by a felon. 5-month-old Casey Battle died in April of 2022 after receiving multiple injuries to his body. The father was originally charged with felony child abuse, and that charge was changed to second-degree murder after his baby died. Now a judge sentenced Battle to 24 years in state prison. And now we turn our attention to Rocky Mount, where financial issues continue to pile up. Now, State Auditor's Office says that the audit found that personnel decisions, including the hiring of its former city manager and significant overspending, led the city to endure financial distress. According to a news release, the audit found that between August of 2023 and August of 2025, the city's cash and investment balances fell 78% from $100 million to $21.8 million. Dave Bullock, the state auditor, said the key driver for the crisis was the hiring of the former city manager, Keith Rogers Jr. Bullock says Rogers, who was described as a, quote, stretch candidate, end quote, had experienced a $1 million overspending budget in his former role as town manager in Virginia. Now, Bullock was quoted in the release saying, quote, from the lack of due diligence in hiring the former city manager to cycling through 5 finance department's directors, it's clear that Rocky Mount has not been serious about resolving its financial issues, end quote. Now, Rogers resigned last September after the city council voted to place him on administrative leave. The audit also reports that overspending played a significant role, identifying big jumps in spending on city employee compensations and capital purchases while revenues dipped. Capital purchases included multi-million-dollar projects like a new fire station that cost nearly triple the estimated cost. A $17.2 million purchase of land for a casino and entertainment complex was also listed that the audit says had not materialized. Now, Bullock says the purchases were made without financial feasibility and that auditors found evidence that Rogers had bypassed city council approval for financing equipment purchases. The audit reports that the city council had oversight shortcomings and had approved budgets without detailed financial data. In an effort to address the financial crisis, the city paused projects and eliminated full-time positions, decreased the budget for part-time staffing, and raised property taxes and utility rates for residents. The state auditor's office is currently reviewing utility bills and purchases related to the city of Rocky Mount. And now for your weather forecast. We have got a warm day today. Air temperatures continue to climb. Right now, most of us are sitting with air temps generally in the low to mid 70s. Right now, Greenville coming in at 73 degrees. Variable winds today at about 6 miles an hour, largely due to the fact that wind speeds today are light. The lighter the winds are, the easier it is for them to shift, which again then gives you those variable winds. As we make our way through the next few hours, again, air temperatures will continue to climb, likely getting into the mid to upper 70s coming up this afternoon. Right now, winds generally blowing out of the west to west-southwest. However, Jacksonville right now seeing more of a northwesterly breeze, whereas Ocracoke is seeing more of a southwesterly breeze. And that's the variability that we're talking about there. Wind speeds right now around 4 to 8 miles an hour. Now for this afternoon, air temperatures are going to climb again, like I mentioned earlier, into the upper 70s. But we've got to talk about the incoming cold front that will eventually lead to a return to normal. Again, the temperatures we're seeing far above normal. Now we're going to continue that trend as we head into tomorrow. ECU baseball, Pirates going to be taking on Old Dominion. 80-degree air temperature comes with a south-southwesterly wind at around 8 miles an hour. Rain chance non-existent, at least not on Tuesday. Thursday that changes. But then we've got more Pirate baseball coming up over the weekend, starting Friday and then heading through Saturday as well as Sunday, with air temperatures again climbing from the low 60s on Friday, upper 60s by Saturday, low 70s by Sunday. But again, let's talk about the incoming cold front, the opportunity for perhaps a few thunderstorms around eastern North Carolina. And not just a few thunderstorms, but we could possibly be tracking some strong to severe thunderstorms as we make our way into your Thursday. At this point, there is the front. By the time we get up on Wednesday morning, a few raindrops along the coast could be a possibility. I'm not putting much stock into that, but further back towards the west, you're seeing that boundary on the western side of the Mississippi River. That will be moving through eastern North Carolina. Right now, models are suggesting more Thursday afternoon to Thursday during the early evening. That sort of timing would line up with a decent opportunity for severe storms. Here's Thursday at 1 p.m. and then you've got that cold front working its way through the east, fully departing by the time we wake up Friday morning. But those rain showers, much needed. We just don't need them to come in the form of severe storms. And that, again, is going to be a possibility for Thursday. We have not called it a first alert weather day as of yet, but it's certainly something we're keeping an eye on. 78 degrees on Monday turns to 81 by tomorrow, 85 on Wednesday, and then by Friday, we're down in the low 60s, 62 degrees. We will warm up over the coming weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Right now, both looking dry. 70 degrees on Saturday turns to 75 by next Sunday. That's all we have time for today's noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your Monday. We'll see you back here in just a bit.